is the stronger player, and I think she should go. But I don't think my vote's going to make a difference if she stays or go based on what everyone's saying and everything. So I'm keeping Diane in the game based on Nokomis later on in the game with HOH challenges is awesome, and Diane isn't.
But what if your vote does make a difference?
I don't think it will based on what people are telling me.
Who's telling you?
Well, Erica's still iffy.
Right.
Marcella said he made a promise, and then I hear Marcella saying that he may change his mind.
Right.
So I don't think it will be. I think the worst case scenario is going to be 5-5, and Ty always goes to the HOH. But that's me, because I have to do I think it's best that she leaves, Nokomis, period, because she's that good in the game.
But do you think she'd come after you? I mean,
you guys, when I went to someone and asked for that still just bothers me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know where I fit in her game plan. And versus Diane, I feel more comfortable with. I went to Nokomis. I didn't even go to Diane. I went to Nokomis and asked for her to make a deal that she would keep me in the house. And she chose not to. And then when I asked her why, she said because it was best to keep Allison in the house because everybody's going to have her as a target. Do you see what I'm saying? She's just so smart in the game that I feel that she should leave. But I'm going to vote to keep Diane in the house. The one thing I did do was talk to Jace last night and just said, hey, people think you're in this Mr. and Mrs. Smith alliance. He goes, what? And he just freaked out. And I said, that's the deal. You and her are in the alliance together. And when I talked to Diane, Diane stated that, well, they did have pre-game talks, but afterwards they never really made a commitment to anything. So, I'm going to keep Diane in the game. If it gets to a point where you guys come to me, count the votes, if it's going to make a difference in the voting, I just think for me personally, Diane needs to stay. And that's my decision. Any thoughts?
I'm voting to evict Diane.
Okay, and I can understand that. And then, Kaysar, what's your thoughts?
I just think Diane's more like an Allison type player in terms of her her gameplay is more like athleticism, and
You
don't agree?
Not by watching her on the show. It's not athleticism.
But she was good at endurance. She did.
Putting a finger, that was the only one competition she won was that little button thing. And it was just like if you put a gun to someone's head, at that point she was threatened and said, if you don't win this, you're gone, to Jace. And it's between her and Jace on that button thing. And she was just like this, I'm not going anywhere. It's as equivalent as Lisa not letting go of the key because she knew she was gone if she let go of the key. You would have held on to the button as long as you could if you felt that you were going to leave. You know what I'm saying? Diane, based on that show, never won a Q&A HOH. She only won the endurance, and that was because her butt was on the line. And Diane is more apt to make mistakes. She's just an easy person to read. Versus Nokomis, I can't get a handle on Nokomis. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to her, she's very good at the words that she chooses and everything. I try to ask her a question, and she gives me da da da, and I feel and nothing against. She's smart. I have the utmost respect for Nokomis, but to me, at the end of the day, or the couple weeks coming back, I feel keeping her here is just going to bite me in the butt. And that's just my gut. And I always go with my gut. And I just feel like she should go. And if you guys feel like for your game, it's best that Diane goes, I can totally respect that. But for me, I think Nokomis needs to go. Period.
Have you changed your batteries?
I changed my batteries.
It's not us then. I got mine. Man.
It's this thing about me, Kaysar and Janelle. It's like when I get this, I can't. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep Nokomis in the game, but I just can't, and I keep sleeping, I keep tossing and everything, and I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna. I just know it's gonna really bite me. It's gonna bite me hard, and I just can't. I can't change my mind. I don't want to say I don't have any regrets on that. Because
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Well, Chilltown's already said that all their votes are going to keep Diane as well.
But that's only 2 people.
No, George and Jace.
Did George say he was going to do that?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. The reason why I went to Jace last night and his eyes got real big, he said, well, then I probably should change my vote then. He's
not going to change his vote. No way.
I think if it came to a point where he felt like his alliance was exposed, I think he will change his vote. But I didn't finish having that conversation with Jace last night.
He's so with Chilltown, it's a joke. He's going into the DR wearing Chilltown t-shirts with them. And Diane went with them too. It's like they're mocking us in the diary room.
I thought Howie and George were real close.
No, it's all up front. George is a loose cannon.
George is trying to get Howie to turn on us.
Is he serious? Has anyone asked George a direct question?
Yeah, he avoids everything.
He skirts around the question.
Every single time.
I think, because I know George and Nokomis talk in the morning, because I'm there at BB Cafe time, that's what we call it, and him and Nokomis seem like they're pretty tight. So I don't think he's going to get rid of Nokomis. That's my gut feeling.
No, Chilltown wants to keep her, so I'm sure they told George what to do. They're going to be voting together.
George is voting with Chilltown.
George, please go to the diary room.
That's the problem. And see, the thing is with Nokomis, I don't foresee her going after, even if she wins HOH.
She's not going to go after you or Marcellus.
She's going to go after the big targets. Either she's going to go. We're going to take. From our end, we're taking a risk as well because I think she'd go after Chilltown. But
did you guys make that deal with Nokomis that
yes,
she would?
I did.
Said she would.
And she was like, "I'll do it."
I said, if you get HOH, you're going to go after Chilltown or Jace. And she says, mm-hmm.
Okay, then my question to you: did you ask her? Did you ask her? Are you going to nominate me or Janelle or anything like that? Did you ask her that question? Because technically she can meet that obligation, go after Chilltown or Jace, but one of you guys could be sitting next to them when they're nominated.
True.
Okay,
that's why I keep telling you guys, you got to be very detailed when you ask her a question.
And Danielle said have her repeat it back.
You have to have her repeat it back. You can't, because that's what I'm saying, that's how smart she is. I asked her, I said, can you vote to keep me here? She said, as of today, I'm going to keep you here. I'm like, so tomorrow it could be something totally different. And I asked her that. I said, so tomorrow can be? She said, well, I'm just saying, as of today, you know how things can change. You have to be detailed with Nokomis. You cannot.
And you guys hear?
I'll ask her. I'll do that. I'll have her shake on it.
I don't think with Nokomis, I know when she says something, she sticks with it. But I'm just saying you have to be detailed. You know what I'm saying? I asked her in detail, could you vote not to evict me?
Right.
That was yes or no question. Well, as of today, you're okay.
Is Erica still going to vote? Is Erica still going to vote?
Yeah, have you talked to Erica?
She said she's going like this. She doesn't know. Seriously, she doesn't know.
Because yesterday she said she was voting out Diane.
She is voting out Diane.
That's what she said yesterday.
But then she said, well, I needed some, because I was upset that Marcellus was being so wishy-washy.
But see, the thing with Marcellus, what bothers me, is that he came out and said he made a promise Diane to not vote against her. Now I hear that he's changing his vote. So right there, you establish yourself that your promises don't mean anything. Mm-hmm. That bothered me. It's like he sat there from you, myself, and Howie and said he made a promise to keep Diane.